Because as well, you get a lot of brands that obviously come to us over the years and they go, oh, we can be really competitive, we can do you a really good deal. They look at like the size of the club and go, £5,000 minimum order, like spend, and we'll give you this.
When they do that, do you think they focus on what they can get on your first order?
Massively, yeah, it puts you off. They're always trying to go, yeah, but can you just place an extra order for, increase the level of order? Can you just? And it's like, hold on a minute, like, how do you best eat an elephant? You do it in small bites.
I've never asked any customer for an order ever. Like, my job is going around building relationships, going in for a chat, going for a coffee, and then I leave. Normally I get a text after saying, oh, I forgot to put an order in, can I put it in?
It just turned up, by the way.
That's right. For anybody that does watch this, that's normal. Like, I literally just rock up.
He just rocked up in his van. He went, oh, come look at my van. I looked, go outside.
Where would you go with that? If you would like a better understanding about health and sports nutrition products, today this podcast is for you. Welcome back to the Fit24 Podcast. Today we have Specialist Brand Manager Billy Glossop from Applied Nutrition. He's going to be discussing all things about sports nutrition and lifestyle nutrition, speaking about the partnership that we're going to develop coming over the next 6-12 months and onwards. Billy, welcome to the Fit24 Podcast.
So yeah, I'm Billy. Work at Applied Nutrition now, so I'm Specialty Sales Manager, so covering the gyms, the shops in the whole of the UK. Before this I was at a different brand that was recently purchased by somebody else, so I've moved on to now the biggest brand in the UK. I've worked for quite a lot of massive companies, PLC size like Nestle, PepsiCo, Procter & Gamble, Ferrero, those kind of levels before, so used to dealing with like big PLCs and big places, so this fits me down to a T, and just like to get out and about, and fitness and the industry is just all me. Since I left school as a rugby player, Sheffield Eagles. I was 15-year-old. That's all I ever wanted to be. And since then, my journey's just gone through various sports. I've competed professionally at MMA. I've done a strongman competition, and I've tried literally every sport you can imagine. So that's me.
Got it. So delving into like the supplement side of things. Obviously, I've had a gym for a while now. Obviously, I remember when like USN, was one of the biggest, well, probably the biggest, like in the UK. You go to Body Power and things, and they had the biggest stand and was selling the most products and that kind of stuff. Applied obviously now seems to have taken that space, and obviously they're in the UK, manufactured in the UK as well, based in the UK. So obviously it's positive for our country, which is great, because a lot of places are made elsewhere and obviously then shipped over. How did they start?
So it started. Thomas Ryder, so the main man himself, he started. The story I've heard, he started in a shop. Started with just one product to begin with, which I believe was like Critical Mass, and then from there the brand just grew and grew and grew, and it's got to a point now where we have new products coming out weekly, it seems, that are absolutely just taking off and flying. Got ranges and partnerships with the likes of like Colleen Rooney, so Colleen Rooney range. We have ambassadors like Paddy the Baddy in the UFC. We have levels of like Wigan Warriors, and
I'm going to say you sponsor a few of the rugby teams.
Yeah, a few of those. OKR actually got in touch while I've been here. OKR have actually been in touch while I've been here, and they want to sponsor the Vegas, some kind of Vegas trip.
Vegas trip.
Yeah, they're trying to look at that, so I forwarded that on. I don't know if something will come of it or not, but
it's the wrong team, mate, don't worry about it.
They're doing well though. They got a treble last year, so I thought.
What did you win last year?
I know.
We won our hearts.
You won the fans back.
You needed to
the fans that just cry every single week. Yeah, I'm not. I don't support even neither team, by the way, so I've got no allegiances to them. But yeah, so we've got a lot of other things coming in, like the velodrome within Manchester. So we're looking at sponsoring that at the minute. So there's going to be like areas of that all sponsored up by Applied. So when you see the athletes chilling in the areas, there might be in videos like the Olympic cycling team. You'll see a lot of them with Applied in the background and stuff like that. So there's just so many different places we can go with the fact that we're in form sport and tested. It's just a lot of the athletes will come to us. Well, pretty much all of the athletes will come to us for their products.
I think as well, like you touched on there, like the informed sports thing being like an athlete, and it is. It's mainly obviously aimed at the athlete side of things, but I think as well now there's a lot of education. Like I've said it many times. Fitness has taken over from a fashion sense from probably about 2010, 2012, Instagram, all that kind of stuff, and it's like blown the industry high and put it in everybody's like front view. But then people are also now, the last couple of years, getting more and more into like the education side of health and wellness. And also people do see it as an investment. So you've got people that are spending £200+ on a pair of trainers, you know, because they need that specific pair to do a run. And then you've got another person spending the same amount of money on strength trainers, you know, because obviously the program's slightly different or the goal's slightly different. And even down to like, you know, like I had a quick flip through Gymshark today, like all their new releases, you're talking £60 the top and X amount for a pair of leggings. So people can be wearing £400 worth of stuff to come to a gym, you know, to train. People now are choosing better quality gyms as well, I've noticed.
Yeah.
You know, like Fit24 doesn't sit as a budget brand anymore. You know, we've obviously invested heavily in like equipment and service and things like that. And like, you know, it's not for everybody's choice, but lots of people, well, all the people that choose to train at like my clubs, for example, are choosing it because of the level that we sit at in terms of like equipment, service, that kind of stuff. And I think the same's going into the education and the understanding of nutrition. You know, people are more informed now on like what they should be eating, what they shouldn't be eating. So I think there's even going to be even blending that into just the everyday person that isn't qualified as an athlete, should we say. But they're going to look at it and understand, right, well, that must be better for me because this company has taken the time, they've invested the money to send these products off to be tested. Because you don't just test them for banned substances, you also test them for...
Yeah, the protein tested as well now, so the protein in our critical weight is now verified. So when it says you're getting 24 grams a serve, you are getting 24 grams of protein per serve.
Because that was obviously... That come out recently. James Smith had done like a lot of testing on the creatine gummies, didn't he? Yeah. And again, like I say, it's the education side. Yeah. Like people are always looking at what people are doing. They're going to go, well, look, I'm gonna test it. You know, I'm gonna pull it. And obviously, I think for you guys in the way you're trying to build, like we were discussing before this, it's some companies won't go to testing because they know that if they get tested, they're going to have to change what they're trying to,
and it's not going to be accurate to what they're selling you as a consumer.
Exactly.
I mean, I'll push back a little bit because I don't want to go down that road in terms of saying something is not what it is, but it possibly will be. But it's just we can guarantee. So that's like, I think someone told me recently there's like a red, amber and green scoring in some kind of what an athlete can use. There's an app that you can use. I know that it's in Northern Ireland, the Gaelic Games guys can use this app. And it'll tell them, they can type in a product, it'll tell them whether it's green, definite, you can use it, you know, banned substance, all the line. Amber, which means what the packet says is legal, you should be fine, however it's not been tested. So, and then there's red, which it's got a banned substance in there.
Shouldn't be taking it.
No. So there's apps out there you can use like that.
And I think the thing is, well, like obviously we don't need to mention like other brands and stuff, but over the years I've heard whispers, you know, like before social media again was big, you hear whispers of this company hasn't delivered, that company hasn't delivered. But recently again this year, like you are as a brand always open to potentially like someone like James Smith coming along and deciding, right, he's going to get your products because you seemingly are the biggest brand now, and I'm going to test it. And then obviously he's then got a big following on social media for him to then obviously put that out there and then go, right, what these guys have been saying isn't true. You know, so again, like we're not saying that every company that doesn't test don't deliver on what they say, but again, there's a cost to being able to do that. And again, obviously you guys as applied are picking up that cost to be able to say to people, look, we are, I mean, even these cans here are Informed Sport.
But everything that's on that ingredient list is in that.
It's in there. So, to pick up to what Jack have just said, what do you think made you guys go and get this thing tested? Was it because you just wanted to prove people that you guys focus on them, or was it just for your own unique selling point type of thing?
I think it's in my opinion, we're just elite at everything we do. So we just want to be the best at everything we do. So. We want to be full transparency with all of our customers, so that when a customer buys a product, they know exactly what it is, what they're buying, and the appeal to the athlete side. Like I said, like, I mean, I used to be an athlete. I mean, I wasn't tested, but I could have been tested, and I wouldn't have took any chances. I mean, you're talking pennies at the top level of getting a protein from here or protein from there, and a lot of it's even level playing field. So if one's pretty much there and one isn't, and you're an athlete, then you'd be stupid not to take that choice. And I think we were talking earlier on, where like when I was younger and I left school, I had zero education on products and supplementation. I thought creatine was a banned substance. You know, the people of this day and age now, they've got all the tools in the world to find out anything. Before they take anything, they can Google it, ChatGPT it, look into any products. Is that going to be good for me? Is that going to be bad for me? What's the side effects? Is it banned? None of this existed when we were younger.
No. Everything's massively accountable now,
Yeah.
because of how easily accessible it is to gather information, people's views. Especially like you said with ChatGPT now, you can ask it what you want for breakfast and it's going to tell you. So it's.
I mean, even like down to the levels of caffeine. So when we were younger, caffeine drinks were just. I mean, I can't remember having one.
Yeah. Now
you can go to a fridge and there's 100 to choose from, and these kids having 4 or 5 a day. 18-year-olds going to college and having 5 cans a day, and they become a bit reliant on it. Again, I think there's an education piece there for people to maybe moderately take various things, and we've looked at a lot of the other things. So we're looking at the moment with a lot of the elder side, like the over 40s range, the women's wellness range. My mum and dad now take supplements. They've never took supplements before, because the previous brand I was at didn't have that range. So they didn't have a range which would appeal to my mum and dad. They both don't go to the gym. They're both in the 60s, and they just want something. So they're on collagen water, over 40s TRT range, those kind of little daily things. I mean, like I said to my mum and dad, a lot of them come in form of drinks. My mum and dad don't drink enough water, so that helps them drink more water. Helps them drink some more hydration drinks, and it just helps them keep the vital stuff in there, the water and all the vitamins. So I think now it's just got it's better than ever. It's the best place it's ever been in this industry, and I think we're all just pushing each other. So I think as we guide the way, we're bringing out these products that are first in the industry, in my opinion. And I can see the other brands looking and following, which I think will just raise the entire industry.
Which is also good. It makes sure that if I buy this and I don't really have time to read, you guys have done the work already, and you're putting exactly what it is there. But the question that I wanted to ask you is that you mentioned in your intro that you've worked with different brands. What do you think makes Apply different, or what's their unique selling points from your perspective, having to work with other brands?
The scale and the departments we've got now, we've got over 250 people work in our place. We've got different teams that can help in various forms. We've got events teams, marketing teams, design teams. We've got a warehouse team. We've got an internal sales team, an external sales team. We've got guys that work with just PTs within gyms, guys that do activation launches at other gyms, people that work within speciality, national. We've got everything covered. So I think the scale and just the vision. I mean, like I said, I'm seeing it. I'm on the road, and I'm seeing stuff coming out and going, God, didn't know that were coming, or that's going to be immense. Do you know what I mean? It'll just drop, and the quality. I tried a protein crisp the other day. Now, my expectations were low because I've had protein crisps in the past. These were mega. I've just tried. They've just landed now, but they're wait till you try one. I'll get you some St. Albert. They're blown away by it, and 15 grams of protein in a bag of crisps. And again, it's not for everyone. I mean, get your food. A bodybuilder would just get their food in, but for someone who's just at work and they would normally have a bag of Walker's crisps or what's it's a nice easy swap over to not be as. I mean, the ingredients are what they say they are. They're as clean as they can possibly be, plus the protein.
You push it more into that lifestyle brand.
Which
fitness, like I said before, fitness has become people's third option now. They go to work, they go home. You've obviously got fitness, incorporated into that. And again, we all know now, but also because of education, how it's out there. The fitter and healthier you are, the better everything else that is that surrounds that is involved in your life. But again, going into that, even this, I remember when you'd go into a shop and really from even before, like you said, recently, there's loads of different ones with kids now. I remember there being a kid and there was only maybe Red Bull.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
You know, and there was only maybe Monster.
Yeah.
Like, so you had like a couple of options. And again, like Monster's obviously one of the biggest, obviously, canned brands obviously in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's crazy for me to think that they are selling like cans with, what is it, like 52 grams of sugar, 50 grams of sugar, something like that.
Yeah.
Like if you was to pour 50 grams of sugar out, should have probably done that.
That's
you pour
true.
50 grams of sugar out, like, and if you say to people like, just swallow that.
Yeah, it would be hard for
people.
them.
No chance. But like you say, like some people are knocking back 5 a day.
Yeah.
And because they just prefer that flavour.
Yeah.
Like they'll never have zero one.
Yeah.
A low sugar one. So they're reaching for that 50 grams. If they're having 5 a day, 250 grams of sugar every day.
Can you imagine having your child eating like some porridge for breakfast, then you hand them a jar of sugar, and they just
pouring it
put
on.
10 spoons of sugar on.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's the best that education is.
That's actually one thing that I also like your brand, because you are focusing on people rather than profit. Because I imagine the test, it costs money to be able to measure everything that is in this and make sure it's accurate. And that's the money that your CEO could have pocketed. What's his name again?
Tom Ryder.
Tom. So Tom could have pocketed that money, private jet somewhere.
Well, we say that Rachel Reeves could have pocketed that. Just dropping that in there.
They could have pocketed that money, holiday somewhere nice and have fun. But there's a no. Actually, let's try and give the consumer what they came here for.
Yeah.
We give them honesty. We give them exactly what is in the can, which is something that I've also learned more when you was doing the presentation here with Fit24 the other day. And my question to you is, why do you think other brands have not picked up on that?
I mean, I was working at another brand that produced really good products, and it was all done in-house, so it was all monitored, everything new, and it was very, they were transparent what they did, but they didn't have the stamp because of the cost.
Yeah.
It's the cost. It's a price per batch normally, and the price per batch will then drive the price per tub, and then the price per tub takes into a point where they just can't compete. We've got to a scale. I mean, we're so big in ability that our scale's massive, but we're also, like you said, we will absorb that cost. I mean, you'll know how much free stuff we give away to help support a gym. The Stanley Cups, the bottles, the shakers, the samples, the sample nights, the time. We try and support you as best as can. So our products are getting good visibility, are being sold, and then the right products are getting in the right hands.
Speaking about that, what you've just said. So let's say this thing cost an extra £5 or whatever, £3 to get that tested. Who bear that cost? Do we have to now pay for it as a consumer, or is it just you guys are going to take the loss for like a couple of years until you guys start to make the money back?
I mean, we are, if you look at our prices, we are very competitive. I mean, if not, we're quite cheap on a lot of items. So we seem to absorb the cost. And I mean, I'm not at the financial director level to know that.
We'll get a director here next time, and so we're going to have that chat.
Yeah, if it gets to that point where, I don't know, but I think we absorb the cost on that because it seems like our prices are such a good level.
Yeah, well, I think seemingly, look, as someone who obviously pays for it and obviously buys these guys in as a product.
Yeah.
Perform's a really good seller. Like within the UK, like they've taken over massively in the last 18, 24 months, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think I was speaking to Darren. Darren, obviously, I met from him working at USN years ago, so I've known Darren 10 years or so. And again, like he's obviously chosen to be with Applied now. He runs the PT, partnership sort of side. And like we had that conversation the other day about how there's a different operating machine behind like Applied as opposed to like these other brands. A lot of other brands don't have reps now.
Yeah.
So there's nobody on the road, there's nobody coming to see you, there's nobody to discuss like partnerships or anything like that.
Yeah.
And for me, like I think that was massively lost because then you would have brands that you stopped and supported for years that would then turn up in like B&M, Home Bargains, stack it high, sell it cheap kind of thing. Yeah. And then it makes you look bad because you're buying all the new stock. People are then potentially seeing it at a cheaper price somewhere else, but not understanding that it's maybe a different product line or whatever it would be. Where again, like with this, like we haven't seen that. And again, like for what you just said there, but like everything's led by, well, the product has got to be innovation. It's innovative. It's got to be good. It's got to be true to what it says on the tub, so that people don't have to then worry or be concerned or ultimately are getting ripped off because you guys are saying it's 25 grams a scoop and in reality it's like 17 grams of protein, for example. But I think in terms of like cost wise, like with the partnership that we'll probably obviously discuss a little bit more obviously today that we're aiming to try and achieve, we're able to provide as Fit24 better value to our members, and ultimately we're a business, so we want to make money, we've got staff to pay, but we haven't seen a loss in terms of like the cost of, say, for example, you brought the work phone.
I did bring the work phone.
You need to clock off wherever it is, but ultimately we're still able to make a profit as a business. You guys are supporting us in doing that, from like I say the other additional stuff that we're able to like give to members, whether it's like the hydration product, the creatine product, what else do we do? We did like the free shaker and samples and all that kind of stuff. So you've got plenty of value there as well now to give, which again a lot of brands are falling behind on. And for me it is all about, well, ultimately we attract members in because we're a club.
Yeah.
They use the gym equipment and so on, and we always look for ways that we can add value to that. So if they're going and buying a 50 quid tub of protein from Asda or Home Bargains or even offline, are they getting all the additional stuff? Well, they're not. Because obviously that's something that obviously we're doing obviously between ourselves. You know, so
I'm going to add to that. I've been part of Fit24 for a decade, and I remember there's a lot of events that I've filmed before when they do the sample, and these guys have given more in terms of, okay, go and try this and see how it tests and come back to us. My question to you is, having worked with so many different brands, what do you see almost like a difference that these guys bring that those other brands haven't been able to reach over the decade that I've known you?
Well, I think like originally when like say USM was first around, you like say you had Darren there and stuff like that. Like Darren was good. A couple of other guys that worked there was good as well. But that went missing. You know, for probably say like 7 or 8 years now. Like it sort of fell away. Like there's been no sort of support. Definitely since obviously we moved to like say this club here. So definitely 6 years. And like you, Bill, you've come in, you've gone. Well, we actually met obviously previously when you worked for another brand. And obviously Bill come spent some time with us and said, well, you know, we could do this, we could do that. But then when you've turned back up this time after being working with Applied for a period of time, it's like, well, actually no, I can turn up this week. And a week later, I can then come and I can do these sample events. These are the deals we can do for you. This is the offers that we can put on and give to your members. You know, so he's turned up. And on the back of it, obviously we've discussed like other projects and other things that we'd like to do further down the line. You've come to an event that we was at the other week speaking, just to obviously catch up with us and go, right, this is what my boss has said, this is what we want to be doing with you. So there's an ongoing like conversation there.
And the consistency of you guys having to check up and see what's happening.
You know, I know full well, like, I can't be at all 3 clubs at once, but I know full well, like, with the way Billy's come in this time, is that I'm not going to have a member come to me and go, you know, Jack, you say that you give good value, but I can get better value somewhere else on applied products. You know, because obviously I know that Billy's always been, over the last couple of months, you've been in with us, this is what we can do, this is what we're going to deliver on, this is the day it's going to be, right, brilliant. You know, we'll come back, even down to the advertising, like content. A lot of people, even if they did give us a deal for us to pass on, it'd be up to us to create the content to then get it out to members. And when you're obviously busy trying to do everything else, you know, before I've even asked, you've just sent me stuff over. And gone, there's the deal, there's the next thing, there's your content, you can post it, this is when we're going to be doing it. You know, so even that kind of level of support is good, and sometimes it goes about noticed. It goes unnoticed, but you know, for us, it saves us a lot of time.
It's the team that we have got, we're building at Applied, or is being built. It's like, I'm trying to like put it into football terms, but it's like, imagine leaving, I don't know, like Stoke City, and I've walked into the changing room of Liverpool. That's what day one felt like. I walked around, I was like, my God, look at that's John. He's like massive in the industry. He's been 10 years here, blah blah blah. Looking good, that's Cheats. Cheats used to be at USN. He's done all this. Got Darren, you got Mark Devs, and then like they've just took a new chief marketing officer from MyProtein. She left MyProtein after like 9 years to come and work for us, and work with our projects. And then you just look around and it's like, how can you not raise your game? Like I thought I was doing an alright job to begin with, and I got brought in here to do the same job as I was doing before, but to the next level. That's what I was brought in for, but it just completely raises your game. And knowing you've got someone's back, like I could leave here now, say you said to me, Billy, I need an advert for January the 1st to be, Daniel want it to look like this concept. I can literally send an email now, we've got 4 designers in house that'll just do that for me. Send it back to me, I send it to you. You know, that level is just through the whole company.
There's 2 things that you said that's very important there. One of them, me and him can relate to because we talk about content for Fit24, is when you then give us enough information, it allows us to plan better. We can schedule everything that we want to do. The question for you, Riley, how is that important for you?
So for me, it's very important because obviously I got your number, we started, I mean, it just turned up, by the way.
That's right. For anybody that does watch this, that's normal. Like, I literally just rock up.
He just rocked up in his van, he went, oh, come look at my van, I look, come outside.
Where was you going with that?
and he's got it's all branded up, by the way. It's a proper van. It's not one of these dodgy ones. He goes, right, this is my new products, and we went from there to then. Right, I've got his number. You send me the newsletter, so I know what's coming anyway. Yeah. And then I found out you come when you're doing these bundles. You send it to me, and then it's like, oh, well, that's one job off my shoulders, and now I don't have to worry about you coming in. It's not going to cost me time, or cost the brand time. It's already pre-built and done. So you coming actually is now just a full-on benefit. Yeah. Whereas before, other brands have turned up, and it's like, oh, you're coming. But now I need to spend 2 hours of my time because you want to turn up here to sell your products. Whereas with Applied Nutrition, what we've found so far is you've turned up. It hasn't taken me any of my time. You've turned up, sold your products. We've seen the benefit. You've seen the benefit, and it's not cost us anything.
People do buy from, like this week we had somebody turn up, didn't we? And they just went, I don't even know if they told us the name, but here's a load of samples. Yeah. I was like, well, that's no good.
We talk about this all the time, don't we? It's the ongoing. Like I've got a couple of gyms that I've done it in the past for the past brand, and it's carried on. Yeah. And they know my face now, so the members know when I'm coming. Yeah. So when you launch that pre-call, like this time, no one knew I were. Next time when I come in, say February, March, people know who I am. Yeah. By June, it's just rocking. I did one recently where we sold $2,000 on the night through the tills. They emptied the entire shelf, so that she had to place another order the next day. That's the level we'll get to, because people will know, oh, they're there, they're bundling, and it's through you. Yeah. I think a few people last night didn't realise that you got the profits. I think they thought I was selling it into my pocket, and that puts a lot of people off when down the line they'll start realising it's you. You're getting the money. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people don't realise that in the first time you do one.
Because as well, you get a lot of brands that obviously come to us over the years, and they go, we can be really competitive, we can do you a really good deal. They look at like the size of the club and go, $5,000 minimum order, like spend, and we'll give you this, and it's like that's
actually that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. And when they do that, do you think they focus on what they can get on your first order?
Massively, it puts you off. Like, we're working with a company at the minute. We've been working with them for a while, and I've had a number of conversations this year with people that are now no longer with that company and all that lot, and that they're always trying to go, but can you just place an extra order for, increase the level of order? Can you just? And it's like, hold on a minute, like, how do you best eat an elephant? You do it in small bites. And like we discussed, it's like, well, I discussed this with Darren as well the other night. For us, it's a case of, we look at it from a gym point. What is a successful week for us? What's a successful month? We're not trying to do like a big swing every month and get like another 150 plus members, like per site. We look at it over the year and go, look, if we can increase by 25, 50 members per month, on a consistent basis, that's really good for us. And again, like the idea like we've got is, you haven't come to me and gone, right, Jack, you need to be spending like $5,000 a month with us in order to get these good deals to pass on to your members. Let's just do this order, let's see how we go, and then we'll reevaluate in 2 or 3 weeks time. And then what we'll do is we'll try and, let's just say, for example, if this order's $2,000, we'll then try and sell $2,500 next month.
I've never asked any customer for an order ever. Like, my job is going around building relationships, going in for a chat, going for a coffee, and then I leave. Normally I get a text after saying, oh, I forgot to put an order in, can I put it in? And that's how my orders come in naturally. Like, even here, I brought the stock with me. Like I said to your mum, I says, what do you want? What do you want to leave behind? I'll take it all back if you want, but if you want it, keep it. And she'll be like, no, I want this, I want this, I want this. I've never asked for it.
I like it's a
partnership.
That.
It's a partnership, not a dictatorship. You know what I mean? I'm not here saying take this.
I like that partnership because it means you come in with what you have, and then you allow the brand to also take what they can. And most people, they would be like, okay, we're clearing our stock. That's why they have to do minimum order. They're not thinking about you or Fit24 and how you structure your sales and how you structure your targets, and how then you have to think on members' behalf and giving them discount. That is not their priority. So we have, I don't know how many containers, and we can get Jack to order more, which means we are clearing that. And obviously you guys, using that partnership, you gain a lot of people. Where does the confidence come from to be different on, like, basically like, hey, don't put pressure on gyms?
For me, I think a lot of the brands see a transaction complete when it's left their warehouse and got to your gym. I don't. That's not completed for me. It's completed when that tub of protein ends up in someone's hand in their house and it's being used. That's how I see it. There's no point me selling you 30 grams worth of stock for it to sit out there.
No.
Yeah.
I'd rather sell you 2 that's going to move in a week, be in people's hands, and then you ring me and go, I need another 2.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's how it works. Like the transaction's got to be to the end user, because otherwise if it's just gonna sit there, it's never going to be replaced.
True.
So
you've always got to keep moving. I remember like when I very first started this, we were selling like just protein shakes, and I was taking like orders from people like, oh, could you get me a tub of this? Could you get me a tub of that? Obviously, we used to stock a lot of PhD because it was based in Horsey around the corner, and I used to be able to go in my car, pick up like 5 tubs of this and like 2 tubs of that.
The red Mercedes.
It was before that. It was before that one actually, and but I eventually used that one, and then should have got a van. And I'd go in the first week, and I remember I'd spend like 250 quid, but then like 2 weeks later I'd be going in there and putting like 500 quid order in. Then it got to the point where I was going in and going, right, well actually I could just buy all of this, and rather than do it on order, people would just buy it from me anyway. And now to see, like, we carry thousands of pounds worth of stock. Our members buy it, it's convenient for them. But like I've said to the guys, like for me, it's yes, like I've said before, like you're a business is there to make profit, to pay costs, and to pay Rachel Reeves. But outside of that, you are in a position where you want to be, if you can, as a business, I believe that you should be delivering value to members.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. To be able to, like, we're right at the very beginning of this,
yeah.
And this is the first time in a couple of years now that we've got like a partnership that we're looking to explore with a supplement company again, where it's like, right, what is the added value in terms of, like, we've discussed like point of sale, branding, awareness stuff. We spoke about what we can do to support all the guys that go and do like the high roxes and the coaching team that we have. How can we get them to obviously promote the products and things? Yeah. And again, like, none of it's like heavy like handed in terms of, right, we'll just give you like you guys do like discount codes and so on, but for us, like at Fit24, like that won't work. We're not trying to like push you a 10% discount code to go to this website right now and place this order. We want it to be organic in terms of, like, look, we've used these products because you guys have supplied them to the coaches. The coaches have gone, you know what, these are actually better than what we're currently using or what we've seen. Yeah. And then we're able to just obviously share that opinion, share that view, and it's an honest one. Yeah. To then be able to go, right, if people want to make an informed decision, yes, they can still buy Perform. If they're just like head into, I love the vanilla flavour or whatever of a fantastic flavour they want to do. Yeah. But then if people actually want to go, well, actually tell me a bit more about the product. Oh, well, the reason why this could be perceived as being better than Perform is because it's been tested. Yeah. For how much protein's in it. So like your pound's well spent because you know what's in the product. It's also informed sports. Now I know you're not going to get tested, work in whatever position, whatever career you're in potentially, but it's just nice peace of mind to go, well, actually for the same price.
Or even less.
I've had this argument with, like, even the enhanced athletes, the ones that take the gear. They've said, oh, I don't need it to be tested because I don't need to be tested. I'm like, yeah, but you surely want to know what's in the product. Yeah. Even with the gear you're taking, I'm sure you want to know that's right. Yeah. Yes. So do you know what I mean? And then it's an education piece again. Riley, I was going to ask you, what trends have you seen? Have you been here a while? So what have you seen in terms of being bought on shelves to because we're talking about the lifestyle changes now. Yeah. So what you tell me?
So for me, one thing that I think Applied Nutrition have done really well, and I've seen it over the years of being here, is you've not just, a lot of companies here with marketing, right, you need to niche down, and they picked one niche and that's the only niche they go down. But like you said, now you've got, I mean, these cans here, like Slush Puppy, that's my generation. Like, well, did you have Slush Puppies?
Of course we had Slush Puppy, yeah.
So like, but like, well, I'm not older than
you. Have Coca-Cola, yeah. Coca-Cola, yeah.
But like,
we had internet, didn't we?
Yeah, did.
I don't know about that.
He did that little.
You had that
non-stop.
You had dial-up.
Mate, I remember, like, you'd go on the internet to play a game, you pick up the mobile phone and start screaming at you.
That cartoon is not from the 2020s, mate, seriously.
It looks like it. But like, these are the trends that people pick up on. So like, I know you've got Paddy the Baddy now, which is a modern UFC fighter. That my generation are like, well, we didn't have all these great fighters like we do now.
When you say modern, you just mean
didn't have any great fighters like GSP or Anderson Silva or
we didn't have any
modern
none of them.
No, right. So I am like half your age, by the way. But like, the way you market is like, you've changed your cans recently, which I've seen more people go, well, it looks better, so I'm going to try it. And then you've got all these different flavours where it's like cherry came out not too long ago, and now there's already a new one out. And then you've gone from 4 flavours to, like, is it 6, 7 now? Doing stuff like that and republishing your products, so like your new ways, one of the big things for me that I believe will sell, and also that did sell because of this, is your Chiquita flavour, same potassium as a banana. Your coffee, same caffeine as a coffee. People, as a consumer, a lifestyle consumer, they don't know what they're looking at. So for them to go, oh, well, that's got the same as a banana in. Oh, but that's just banana flavour on a different product. They're going to go, well, I'd rather have that one. Or like coffee. You see a lot of brands bring out coffee flavours. I mean, we've tried them. Nothing like coffee. And like, you have it and you're like, oh, I'd rather have a coffee. And then you have yours and you're like, oh, but it actually is like coffee.
It tastes good, to be fair.
I remember when PhD did caramel chocolate caramel. And I used to get that and I used to put a spoonful of coffee in it, mix it. And like obviously now you've turned up with, oh, well, there you go. There's the flavour.
Yes, I mean, I'm a bit greedy. I still stick a coffee in mine, but espresso. But I was going to say, not even just Applied Nutrition. Like, take that brand out of it. Like, what are your consumers moving more towards? Like, is it more the vitamin and health style range, opposed to just protein and carb-X and that kind of thing?
So a big thing now is the biggest trends that we have as a store is creatine and electrolytes, because creatine had that massive spike during COVID where everyone was like, this is the next big product. And now people have taken it for a prolonged period of time. They're like, okay, this works, what's everyone else talking about? And then like pink Himalayan salts came in and everyone's like, well, you need your electrolytes to be up to actually feel benefits, you need to be more hydrated. So they've all came back into fashion across the board now, which is actually potentially up there with our pre-workout sales now. They've seemed to drop off a little bit recently with no, like, I'm not being funny, you wouldn't take a pre-workout that's got 400 milligrams of caffeine in it.
No, I remember going back.
I used to. Not now. No, I'm saying.
But now that we're educated, though, you now do the maths in your head. And you be like, I'm basically ruining my body.
You get a lot trying to do like the both, so you know, the pump and the stim together. Like I used to put both in, and then recently I spoke to someone who's like a really high level MPD, and he says it's like defeating the point, because one's dilating you and one's opening you up. So he's like, you're kind of doing both.
I remember. I think everything is like the education. I love like the education side and to see like how things have developed, and you know, not only just from like the marketing, the branding, how cool the product and stuff looks like. Going back years, you know, I remember when I went through like that phase of like just try and lift as heavy as I could, bodybuild, get the calories in, all that kind of stuff.
I wouldn't say the picture, I still have the videos.
Cash has got some old videos that we'll try and find. But for me, it was going on what you just said. Like, I'd think nothing of doing like a double scoop pre-workout and it'd have 400, 500 milligrams of caffeine in it. You know, you've done your USN anabolic 30 minutes before it, you know, for your creatine and your carbs, and then you know, you're taking like 750 to a litre of liquid in just to get the product in that you're trying to take. Then you try and lift as heavy as you can. You know, it won't great for you. For me, like, obviously I come out with that when I was about 23, 24. And obviously since then, I'm probably now about 17 kilos, 18 kilos lighter than when I was at my heaviest. And I feel so much better. And going into like creatine now, like I don't take creatine for, you know, how big it can get my arms. I take creatine now for the cognitive benefits.
My mother-in-law, she's 72, I believe. She's on the creatine gummies.
You look at it and you think, well, you know, it keeps your brain hydrated. The cognitive benefits are there, the education and studies are there. So for me, like when I have that conversation now, people ask about benefits of creatine, I'll very quickly go, it's great for your biceps, great for recovery, great for your muscles and so on. You know, it's a myth about it being like water retaining and making you look puffy and so on, because it feeds your muscles, not your skin, for example. But at the same time, I very quickly go around to have a look at the education. There's loads of YouTube videos out there on it, cognitive benefits, and it's the same like the hydration stuff. Like we know so many people that come and they go, oh, but I drink 4 litres a day, and we're like, okay, but there's education now based around drinking 4 litres of just water isn't going to hydrate you. It's the salts, the minerals, things like that you're missing, that you sweat out when you're exercising, that you need. And obviously, like going back into trends, so many people now, yes, like we all know strength training is important, but it's not about strength training to like gain weight. It's like strength training now to then benefit
functional
fitness. Functional fitness. So it's strength training to benefit running. It's strength training to benefit upper body mobility. Like everything is based around a really well-being mentality now. You know, around lifestyle, not just. I mean, back when we was probably training. So you're similar age to me, aren't you, Bill? Like,
I remember. So when I did MMA full time for quite a few years, I had a whiteboard on my wall. I used to train 3 times a day, 6 days a week, just to fit everything in. And I used to have it all up. I used to have Sunday off. So 3 times a day, I was having a pre-workout. So I was working out, and my memories, I've got real bad memory now, and I put it down to that, and I used to fight at 11 stone, so 70 kilo. So I was always weight cutting. I was always on about 1,200 calories a day, and now hydration wasn't big then. Like you were I'm talking 15 years ago when you was just a toddler. There were no hydration products. I can't remember ever seeing hydration or aminos. Yeah. So like all the times when I was like, obviously my body was starving itself. Yeah. That's when you need the aminos and the hydration. And I was having pre-workout, thinking I was needing energy. Yeah. I needed the hydration, and it's just that we didn't have that when I was working out. I used to have about 2,000 milligrams of caffeine a day. Wow. Every day.
I've got a question for you too. So now that you've learned and you've seen the impact of the change you've made, and you as well, what would you say you would have done different that you know now, and what you would tell the Jack 10 years ago? And 10 years ago.
I'd go back to being 15, mate.
Okay. Is this just in fitness? Just in fitness and health?
Okay, let's have a go.
If we're talking
so I'm going to narrow them into like bullet, almost like a little bullet points. Okay. Right? What would you tell Jack, the younger Jack, the Jack that we used to sit down and plan and do all these things, the Jack that was lost and trying to drink everything to make sure I'm huge? Yeah. I want you to tell me, and while Jack is thinking about that, you also think about the 15-year you. Yeah. And from 15 years to the last guy that I spoke to, doing applied nutrition partnership with Fit24, from there to there. So let's go.
For me, like going back to when I was probably, I think around 21. Yeah. And I think that's when I'd went through like the bodybuilding phase. Yeah. If I could go back then, so 12, 13 years ago, and say like, just have a conversation with myself and say, I wouldn't have done it. Because for me, like as much as, I enjoyed the training, I'd have still turned up, because I could turn up and train. Yeah. I enjoyed hard sessions, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I don't put them in as much as I should now, but for me, it would be go back to that and just go, listen, like, this is going to be very short-lived for you. Yeah. And I mean, I was pretty lucky, to be fair. Like, there was a couple of guys like around us that always give us the on everything of like less is more. Yeah. Don't abuse it. I remember like competing a couple of times, having conversations with people that were doing 10 times the amount of stuff like that I was doing. But even then, I was like, that can't be good for you. Yeah. So I think that's probably why I exited it very quickly. And as soon as people start messing around with insulin and things like that, I'm like, that's definitely far too dangerous for what I think I'm going to get out of this. Yeah. But for me, it'd be that conversation with myself would be like, don't do this. This is where you're going to be in 10 years' time. This is going to be your mentality. Just double down on that. Yeah. Turn up because you enjoy training. Like I got into it because I just enjoyed training, not because I actually ever wanted a lifestyle where I thought I was going to be like a bodybuilder at 30. It was just because I was there all the time in the gym. It was a byproduct of the business, of the career I was building. So for me, it'd just be to just double down on what you enjoy, which is turning up, training with your friends and so on, and continue on that path. You don't need to do this for a short period of time. And I'd doubled down on the education around the products that were
around at the time.
That were around at the time, and the ones that were going to help me over 10 to 15 to 20, the lifestyle, rather than just like you said. Like again, I remember, I think one of the last times I actually took like a really strong pre-workout. I'd taken like 2 scoops. You get the tub, you look at it, it says 18 rated. Recommend 1 scoop only, half a scoop to start if you haven't taken it before. No danger.
You just ignore that.
two maybe 3 scoops, and like you say, like a pump on's just been released. Like pump products, they came out about 10 years ago. Bang that in as well. And I remember having a session. Yeah. And I remember I can remember exactly where I was in the gym in Stevens, and I remember finishing the session. And I remember walking back to reception and then walking over to the couches and just sat there. And I sat there. It wasn't like dizziness, but you would have had it. When you get like just such an extreme come down where your mind is like, it's almost like your brain's come out your head. Yeah. And you're just like wired.
I've got one that'll top trump that one, and I'm going to tell you before I forget. Go on. Because I come back with a pre-workout from Germany, 2010 FIBO, and it was in German on the back, and I just saw the number 3. So I took 3 scoops. It was all full of DMA, everything you can imagine. And I was at my girlfriend at the time, she's my wife now. I was at her house. I ran to Rochdale Fitness First, which was about 3 miles to begin with. Yeah. And then about 6 hours later, she had to come and pick me up. because I was carrying each dumbbell from the 2s to the 50s up the stairs, 2 at a time like farmer's carry, taking all of them off the rack and then putting them all back down non-stop for hours. And then when she come and pick me up because she got phone calls, you're going to have to come and pick him up. He's lost it. Now, I never touched a drug in my life, and that was like the furthest you could ever be. Yeah. And then, so I ended up going back, sleeping it off, and then read that it was in German, it was 0.3 of a scoop. So it was meant to be a third of a scoop. So I'd had 9 times the serving of something that had full DMA in.
Imagine.
So that is, I've been there, and that was honestly, I know there's one out of the market at the minute, and I was trying to, I don't know why, but before the start of this year, I lost 3 or 4 stone this year because at the start of the year, I wanted to just lift 300, I wanted to get to 300 kilo deadlift for no reason. I remember my wife saying to me, "Why do you want to do that for?" I went, "Oh, because it'd be cool." And then she pointed out how many people have done that in like 12,000 or whatever it is. I went, that's not going to be cool, is it? Like, so I stopped. I hadn't done any barbells all year. No squat, no deadlift, no bench, nothing. Just did training like Dorian Yates style, 1 set to failure. But anyway, that's another piece. But yeah, don't touch those dodgy pre's, because I did one. That's where I was going with that. So I did one on my last session of deadlifts, and it's one that's on the market at the minute, and it was pretty naughty. And I just could not stop sweating because it had all that yihimbine in, and I was just pouring, and I had to stand outside in the snow, and take and I was still sweating.
Yeah, they get to the point now, like, where over the last, like, say 10 years, if someone's like come to me and they've gone, "Oh, like, try this or try that," and like I haven't done it in years now, but like, if I did recklessly, say for example, just try something on a recommendation, like my face would be all over, I'd be itching, I'd come out in a bit of a rash sometimes, like. And the thing is like, some people are convinced that that's good for the gym session, and like it's the complete opposite. Again, you mentioned deadlifting and stuff there, like, you know, I've seen people like in the gym where they've been deadlifting and they've taken loads of pre-workout, sniffing salts, and I remember being like sat on machines now, and I'm sort of comfortable with my headphones in, listening to a podcast, just about to do my next set of like 8 to 12 or whatever it is, sweat towel, and then I've got some kid who's like belts on, can't breathe, sniffing salts, slinging them on the floor, like getting over to the bar as if he's about to like do something dangerous. Sometimes not even get the rep because they've just convinced themselves like, I can do this today. My head's blown off now because they're sniffing salts and so on. And I've said to a few of them, like, why are you doing that? What do you do? Like, and then I work in call centre.
It's
and I'm like, what are you doing that for? Like, I don't get it.
No, it'd be the equivalent of like, I mean, if you're going to be a world champion or something, get it. Like, but it's the equivalent of coming and working on one of your techno gym bikes, right, and just slipping off and getting some EPO, you know, doing blood doping in the change rooms, just to go and do like what
just for a session.
Just for a session, like, you're not going to be a world champion. Just unless it's, I mean, if it fulfills you, fair enough, but just do it safely, because some of the hitching, you know, they balance it on the knee, they move the body around, and you're like, what are you doing?
Well, we see these videos, don't we, on YouTube, where people do like a deadlift and then just collapse.
I've seen that was my last deadlift. That's what I did. Can't remember what I did, 240, whatever I did. I did a double, and on the second rep I dropped it and I fell forward. I went, what? And I did it on video. I went, that's it now. I'm never deadlifting again.
One of our first conversations, by the way, was from me deadlifting in the gym.
Me telling you to pack it in.
Then he gave me a job, so it's alright.
It's got his place.
It's got his place.
And don't get me wrong, like, there was a time in my life when I needed it. I needed a focus and a goal. And I always have to have a focus and a goal. But you just switch your focus and goal. Like, at the start of this year, if you tell me I was doing the training I'm doing now, like 1 hour in the gym, that 1 set to failure, starting on leg extensions on leg day.
And
I've told you, nah, that ain't happening. And then you have to teach yourself to fall in love with it. So I'm actually looking forward to doing that set now.
I'll start with a sit-down coffee on leg day.
That's a good one.
And then I go leg extension. So I'm a little bit more palatable.
I'm going to like bring a bit back from obviously the question that I asked you to Jack replied is, but I'm gonna ask you, what was the deciding factor of Jack? Pack this shit up, bro. You have to now think about longevity, the Jack that you want to become 20 years from today, and how the gym is going to grow, and it needs you to be in a better shape mentally, physically, and be able to lead with like team. So what was your deciding factor of, okay, now I need to start learning and then doing less, which less is more?
I think a lot of it is like being susceptible to looking at people that are like 5, 10, 15, 30 years ahead of you.
Yeah.
And then like imagining yourself like on that journey and going, right, well, over like the next, like realising how quickly 20 years have just gone.
Yeah.
Or if you get to 25, how quickly you've gone from 15 to 25.
Yeah.
Looking at what you've achieved over them 10 years and then realising like, you know, these are the formative years of like the base level years of where my life's going to be.
Yeah.
Yes, like things can always change. You know, sometimes your own decision, sometimes not. But I believe that we should all be always trying to put ourselves in the best position, and knowing that longevity beats intensity. Like being strict and being confident in a routine, and like taking small actions over a longer period of time beats intensity.
True.
You know, like we both know now because of our years in training, me and you could meet later this afternoon. We could take 2 scoops of the strongest pre-workout we've had and the pump pre-workout and everything else and try and like absolutely hammer our upper body, legs, whatever it would be. Or we could come and just have a session, go 70-75%, but then make sure we're able to come and train tomorrow and the day after and next week and so on, be consistent. And it would be better for us in 6, not even long term, it would just be better for us in 3 months, it'd be better for us in 6 months, it'd be better for us at the weekend because we could still do what we want to do at the weekend and not be hindered. I remember, you know, training to the point of where, you know, you've got a bit of a nosebleed, your head's blown, you've blown a bit of a blood vessel, you've got a bit of an headache, you know, you're killing yourself, you're coming back in later on to do like your cardio, you're eating so much that you're almost passing out in like a bit of a food coma.
And your body can't even process it.
Your body can't process it properly, like your weekend's ruined, you know, because you're just so hammered from the week. I used to do it where I used to train every week. Say if I started like chest on a Monday, for example, I'd finish it on the Friday. Then the next week I'd do back twice. The next week I'd do shoulders twice, legs twice, and so on. Rotate like that. And like on them weekends where I'd train like that body part twice, I was in bits. You know, like I just, especially if you do like legs, like we've all, I think anybody that's trained like all knows like what DOMs are like 2 days after doing like a really hard leg session. For me, that's just not enjoyable anymore. I like the idea of coming in, I've trained, I've moved, I feel better immediately for it, but then I'm still going to be able to turn up tomorrow. So I think for me the deciding point was where I'd sort of got to like 23, 24. I'd done like 2 or 3 years of like hard training to like put weight and size on and so on. And I'd like that moment of like realisation of, I think I'd moved into my home as well. And I'm like, this is what I'm doing it for. Like I'm working for this. I've got a dog, got Dexter as well. You know, he's not with us anymore, but that was a big thing for me as well because I was like, I've got this thing that's dependent upon me. And I had loads of enjoyment taking him for walks and being with him. He didn't care if I just pulled my biggest deadlift or my biggest squat or whatever. Back what Riley had said, like when I first seen Riley, I'd seen him doing a deadlift, questionably. But he was lifting a lot of weight. It was about 170 kilos, something like that?
170, yeah.
So he was doing 170 kilo deadlift. How old was you?
15, 16.
Nice.
About 15, 16. Now, questionable technique, and I'd seen him and I think I went over and I was like, I don't know if I was this nice when I went over, but I was like, alright, fair, but it's going to hurt you that in a roundabout way. And I was like, don't keep doing that.
You won't listen though at that age.
Well, in all fairness, he actually came up and went, Mick, please can I have a photo with you? And the evidence of that is on our Instagram if you scroll down far enough.
I will tell you, we'll put it in this podcast.
Yeah.
But another thing is, what were you doing that for? Before he, like, was any other reason, bro?
Before I actually...
He was trying to get a job. He was shouting, going, look at this.
Basically, I just watched Pain and Gain and I'd seen how we got the job.
Oh,
I was trying.
You watched Pain and Gain. That isn't how you got the job. It's the other stuff that you get.
What was I doing it for? So before I went to, I had like my own little fitness Instagram because it was just at that point where like my protein had just blown up and was giving everyone these sponsorships. And it was sort of like, cool, what did I want to do? Well, I always wanted to be in the fitness industry, and currently I'm waking up at 6 a.m. to bike to Headon Road to go fit electrics in a caravan and then bike home. I was like, this isn't for me. So I started my own little fitness Instagram. And like back then it was like, right, how do I get attention? I need to pull some heavy weight. I need to do something that people aren't doing my age. Because anyone can go and like, oh, follow me on a chest session. No one cares. I scored past 30 of them this morning. But like I was like, pull this heavy weight. That'll get attention, and it did work because it got Jack's attention and it got me the job. So
someone had to look after it.
But that's what I was doing it for, just my own journey and to see where it would take me, and luckily it worked out. So.
And now that you've done that, what would you have done different?
I'd probably start a conversation with Jack instead of trying to lift heavy weights.
That's good. And I'm now going to go back to you. The first question that we ask, obviously, the younger you.
Yeah, the younger me would go back and speak to myself about all the education on food mainly, not even supplements, because my food choices, I mean, when I left school as a rugby player, I was 15 in the academy, which was the under-19s. I was playing against like the Ricky Bibies and like these absolute monsters, Paul Woods and all these like huge units. And I was just 15-year-old little looker, and I'd have chips, beans and chicken. But I also had a thing where I couldn't eat before a game. So the games were getting later as it went to the academy, and it was like a superstition. So say it was a 7 o'clock kickoff, I wouldn't eat all day because I had a superstition not to eat before the game. So then like the things like that, and I definitely speak to myself about that. Creatine I'd have got on straight away because I think I missed that first year. I did well, came back, everyone was like twice my size. In the off season they just train heavy weights. I just carried on doing what we're doing, which was like running and so I'd speak to myself about that. There's a few moments in life where I've questioned, like part of me wishes I'd never done the MMA. There's one very questionable day where I was doing a Shark Tanks where every minute you get a different person. So for 15 minutes I had a different person sparring about a week before one of my fights. I was over, it's called SBG now, it used to be Full Contact Performance Centre, and my 15th minute was Tom Aspinwall. So I got Tom Aspinwall after 14 minutes of fighting 14 other guys, and let's just say that was the only time in my life I've been knocked out. Like I went for a takedown, I think I took a knee to the face by accident, I think it was a complete accident, and I was just sparkle. And when I woke up, I remember driving to my mum's house from when I was 5, when we left, so like in Sheffield, drove to Sheffield. I was living in Oldham. And then I was married. I was married with kids, and so no, I didn't have kids, but I was married, and I drove home to where I was when I was 5-year-old, trying to get to my mum's house. That was a moment when I was like, maybe this isn't for me. And then when my kids were born, that's when I said, this is it now. Give in. And I had a couple of fights I shouldn't have had, which I lost towards the end, which they were like fights to pay the gym, which anyone in our industry, in the MMA will know. If you've opened your own gym and a few things, and you get into a bit of debt, and those are the people you don't, technically, you always want to help them out. But the guys that do MMA, they're all from like rough backgrounds, none of them have got any money. You never can pay the fees, and you don't want them to stop coming. So you can just let them off. And so before you know it, you take the money, you take the hit. So I needed a couple of fights to pay off the few bills, which I shouldn't have took. But now going on to now, so a couple of things have hit me. So this week, it's been in all the papers actually, but a friend of mine when I was younger is called Phil Hounslow. Don't know if he was a police officer. He was on Gladiators originally. His daughter's one of the Gladiators now. She's Fury, and he died. He was going up Pens, is it Pen Ghent or something like that? He's called Pens Ghent. He's climbing up that, and he's had a heart attack. But he does it all the time. One of the fittest guys I'd ever met. Like he won Yorkshire's Fittest Man multiple times, where you're carrying coal up hills and stuff. And the guy was an absolute unit. And he died of a heart attack. So now it's like really hit me on Monday. Because there's a picture I shared, it's got me and another guy called Neil Hall. Neil Hall was a UFC ref, again one of the fittest guys I've ever met. Both of those are no longer with us. So there's a picture and I'm like going, wow, like they're only in the 50s. I'm like 40s now, coming up to my mid 40s. I'm thinking, right, I need to reevaluate everything. So like you say, that going ham in every single set now, which I do one set to failure, but I make sure my whole session's only say 6 sets if I do that. You know, I go hard, but for that one set, I'm not in the gym more than an hour. I've started taking a lot of the other things, like I'm not even doing this for a plug, but I've started taking like the over 40s range, the prostate shield, the prostate support, sorry, the organ shield, all these little things, because we were talking about it, and like, it works out about, to take all these vitamins I take, it costs about £2 a day, let's call it. But that £2 a day, people are, I can't really afford that, but when you get to 70-year-old, you wish you had. You can't take that with you. You know, you might have a few grand in the bank then where you can, I can't take that with me, so I wish I'd have spent it to gain extra 5 years of my life. It might not gain me 5 years, but at the minute I feel better for it.
I think the thing is, like you mentioned about like the finance side, like I love the finance like side of most things, because I think a lot of it is like you can gamify it. You know, you can end up doing really well from it, or you can lose the game. And for me, like I've been in the same position where, you know, I say to people all the time, you've got people that are going out and they're claim, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, and ultimately you're asking them to look after themselves. But then they'll go out on even if they don't go out every weekend, they go on that big night out, and that big night out will cost them £200, £300.
Yeah.
Like you've just said, it's like for £60 a month. You could take your creatine, you could take your multivitamins, you could take your things that you need.
Yeah.
And for me, like you look at it over a period of time, and you go, well, even if these things was just to give you like an extra 5% of life, you know, well, what's that 5% going to be worth to you? Because I guarantee you, when you get there, you really wish you'd have invested in it.
Even the billionaires, they say that's one thing you can't buy.
Can't buy.
The guy that's got billions in the bank, you know, they can't buy those 5 years.
One thing that I've learned watching how people now start being, okay, I'm going to take care of my body. They start doing that once their body is compromised.
Yes.
And learning from, obviously, you guys here, that is one thing that I would like them to take from this podcast. Your body's just like a car. You need MOT. You need like oil filter. You need all those things changing. You need brand new tires. And if you just ignore it, it's like, okay, it's gonna run based on how it can manage. And then don't wait for it to be compromised, because that thing that's compromised sometimes you can't reverse it. You know. And now I'm gonna parallel this with the partnership that you guys are hoping to get. You own gyms, and in a couple of years we'll have so many other gyms, and then now Applied Nutrition. What are you hoping to get from them, and what can they also do to support the vision that you have as Fit24?
I think for me it's more like the awareness of, you know, first of all, it's keeping, I'd say, for example, keeping the pound local. You know, so like that's something that's come up recently in a lot of conversations. That idea obviously is a guy called Neil, but for me it's, you've got all these other gyms like in the area, and there's some good gyms in the area as well that are locally owned. You know, if you're interested in like bodybuilding, like I think Ultraflex has got like a locally owned investment thing in there. You've got Metro, that's locally owned. You've got workout locally
more
owned.
gyms in Hull, isn't there, per square mile than anywhere in the UK.
But the thing is, you've also got like, you know, your JD, you've got 2PO gyms, you've got David Lloyd, you've got a few others. Now I understand, like, if that's what you want in terms of the value, then fair enough. But when people like make the decision to sign up to a gym, like if they sign up to a locally owned one, it goes further. Normally the service is better, they employ local people, like, you know, you get value within that community. Going further afield and going, right, like Partner with Applied, well, Partner Applied are UK based, you know, so we're not then importing products that are being manufactured outside of the UK, because you manufacture your own products as well. So all that's in the UK as well. So not only are you supporting like a brand that's in the UK, you are then helping people that are employed in the UK, that then there's a lot of e-commerce generated from Applied. You need to really leave that phone outside. But but for me, ultimately, it's like where I'd like to see this go over like the next 6, 12, 18 months and so on, is that we help obviously raise the awareness of a good decision when it comes to like nutrition, sports nutrition especially, health nutrition, not just sports nutrition, but then also reflect that back and go, right, well, Fit24 is now arguably like the best value service when you're signing up to a gym, because of like these partnerships that we're then going to look to build out. When members then come through the doors, we don't try and hard sell anybody on a membership or a product or anything like that, and it just becomes, it's easy for us to just go, well, the product's there, we can educate you on it, we can also obviously provide you with all this other information that we need to do, and again, like the stuff that we discussed, like Applied do really well, but there's also ideas that we have, like this podcast, for example, that I'd like to like revisit every time like Bill comes down. The next time we go through this, it might be a bit more education around the products. Like we mentioned a couple of the proteins, for example. The banana one isn't just flavoured with banana. It has the same amount of potassium in as actually eating a banana. You know, so I think for me, it's you know, we double down on like the education, the awareness, the value then given back to members, and overall try and create obviously a really good product that people are then buying into. Where if they was to leave us. We had that guy last night that come to the city centre, he'd left us, gone to Nuffield, come back, and he was like, you know, mate, I've been at Nuffield now for like a year. He said, I wish I hadn't. I found out that when I go there I'm less motivated. I've ended up just being sat in a pool. He said my body isn't where it used to be 12 months ago, and I know it should have been better. So he come back in last night and signed up. And at the same time it's like, oh, we've got an event on now. You can go over there, get some free samples. These are the values that we're doing. And he was like, mate, this is great, like, don't get any of this at Nuffield, glad I come back. You know, so for me it's about continuing that, and obviously
Yeah.
building that into a bigger and bigger and bigger model as we go.
Okay, so obviously, how can you support Jack's vision as someone who works for Applied?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to support him how he wants to be supported. So I'm not here to come take over space and take over shelves, and it's about providing. I mean, you've got an array of products out there. We're not looking to take any of that.
Yeah.
People will buy them. Will still buy them. That's for them to buy.
Yeah.
And it's good to have variety.
Yeah.
It's just we will occupy a space within that, and
Yeah.
we'll try and work with people and generate more in terms of taste it. If I can get people to taste it, because that's the one thing people won't have tasted us. They might have bought their first ever protein and now they'll stick with it because it's what they've always bought. But
Yeah.
you might try another one and go, oh, I actually really like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's now tested. Oh, and it's now informed sport.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's cool. And then they might want to try another one, and that's why last night I went, and the other night before I was going out handing out samples.
Yes.
We've got a big thing at Applied where we just want to get it in people's hands, and we don't provide a cost to that with them.
Yeah.
Get it in their hands, let them try it, and then make their own decision. They might not like it, that's fine. At least they've tried it first. Again, I'd rather not sell a tub of protein that's just going to be left on the shelf and not drank. It's the same thing. Like for me, it's all about that protein or that drink being used at the end user, not being sat on the shelf. So,
For me, one of the biggest benefit that I observe when he was doing the sample thing is that if, let's say, I wanted to Google the company that sells nutrition, it would have to cost me 20 or 30 pound to try them, because I have to buy and then test it, and I might not like it, which means it cost me. Then I would just leave it there. But when you came, you gave people the chance to sample. I remember some people say, oh, actually this is better than what I had before. You test this, da, which is very, very good. And as someone who, as a consumer, that's something that will encourage you to do more and more, because you're saving me money to buy my protein Applied and something else. And be like, no, but if I go with you guys, I go 3 sample, then I'll have to compare that with what I already have, and I'll be like, actually, this is better. So that's one of the key benefits of you guys being here from a consumer perspective.
I don't think enough other brands do that, to be fair. They've got the ability to. I just don't think they want to take the hit. And that's just my observation. And I've been in another brand, so I know there's a cost attached to every sample.
Yeah.
But we kind of write that off, and we just accept that, as part of our marketing, as part of our budget. In terms of that's it. Then we just I'm going to leave you some behind today to hand out to everybody. That's just what we do. But,
and another thing about that is what I said is that most brands, when they are building their infrastructure, they put their profits like first.
Yes.
How many can we sell in a month? How many gyms do we have in a month? Can we force Jack to have a certain order? That's gonna mean that we meet our sales targets.
Yeah.
But you guys are like, no, actually, there's people and there's profits. Investing more in people, it does help us to get more profit once those people have chose us. Because like psychology tells us, like, if I like this bottle of water, every time I go to anywhere to buy water, I'm looking for that brand because I've tried it. And then it became like a sense of a place where I felt, okay, that's the best water for me. And that's a very good concept that you guys have. And honestly, it's really great. And obviously helping Fit24 to add value to their members. Because if I'm a member and I train here, I'll be like, well, I can get this supplement in a place in town. They don't care about me. They just want money. They got it at this price and they put more on top to cover them. But Fit24, this is my gym. And then when I buy that from my gym, they're helping me to save more money, which is good.
Well, it's like if people obviously are members with us, they get free guest passes every month to bring people with them, which saves them. They also get, like, pretty much every day of the week, they get, whether it be a free bottle of water, free pre-workout, free protein shake. So if someone takes advantage of that, say for example 5 days a week, they'd get like what, 17 quid's worth of more than 17 quid's worth of freebies per week. You know, look, it's not for everybody. Like at the end of the day, like running a gym like this size can be hard. You know, you've got 38 cable stations or something like that in there. A cable goes, people are complaining about it, not realising you've got another 37 other cables to go. You know, it's about trying to just we've been lucky enough, fortunate enough since like COVID to have like a growing membership at all sites. Every year that's gone on, people have signed up to us. People, obviously, new joiners come all the time. We do lose people as well. But I think, like I say, going back to it, it's that idea of like through this and like going forward into like next year, we're bringing a lot more stuff in house to double down on it so that we can improve our team and our ability, but then also obviously get closer to the membership, so we can inform people and say, look, like we're doing all this for your value. Yes, we obviously are a business, want to make some, like I said a couple of times, want to make some money, want to be able to obviously improve obviously the staff's lifestyles and so on, and obviously improve the service. Like you won't see 12 months where Fit24 doesn't invest back into the gyms, whether it be new equipment or we tidy areas up or we improve areas. But then I think again, like, you know, for me the biggest thing is like saying to members, look, you don't have to be massively patient, because within like a month you'll have seen some improvement. Within 3 months you'll have seen big improvement. Within a year it can almost be a totally different, you know, environment entirely, because of obviously the things that we've always obviously got ahead of this plan.
It's how we position ourselves. So like I'm very big on, like, I don't call this a gym anymore, because you have multiple gyms in the area, but this is a club. You can come to our club and like we have you here now where you can try products. We have them all there. We don't, like we said, we don't push you to buy our products, but it's there if you need some education. We're open and staff 24/7. So come see us. When people do go to these other gyms, whether they be local owned or not, what you tend to find is they go there and it's a gym. It's equipment. It's up to you to come use it. There might be a PT walking around trying to flog you his sessions while you're training, but there's no education there. You come with us and you've got, if you don't want to talk to us, that's fine. We've got an app. You can scan into all of our equipment. It'll show you how to use it. Or if you don't want to talk to us, you might want to talk to you guys when you come. Or tell me about your product. And it's not like yesterday when you was here, Monday, when you was here, I picked up in a conversation to you and lads came over, I want to put on weight. Well, I'll tell you about our critical mass. You can't sample it, but if you sample this, it'll give you a good idea of the flavour profiles. Let me tell you about the product and why this might be better for you. It's the education side of things, because anyone can sell anything really. But when you go to like a club like what we've got, we've got Infinity Club for our members, so it's local owned businesses supporting each other. We've got you guys giving out education. Our coaches don't walk around and sell PT sessions, but we put out a newsletter every month that gives you education. Our staff are out on site. I don't know how to use this equipment. We're not trying to flog you £25 PT session. We'll show you. In fact, if you don't want to talk to us, scan it with our app. And that's how we position ourselves now, is like this club of health and wellness and education, which is why ultimately when people like you come along, it benefits us in every aspect.
I try and have that. I mean, I had this conversation at least 5 times last night as to why people should buy through the club opposed to buying online, and it became a bit tiresome in the end. But it's just, so some guy went, oh yeah, I like it, but I'll get it off Amazon. I said, why Amazon? Oh, because it's so easy, I can just click and play. I went, yeah, but it's there, you can pick it up. And he went, oh, it'll be a better deal. I went, it won't, because it's the same price, but you're getting all these freebies. And then he just kept, every time there was another argument, and I'm like, why do you want to pay to get it from Amazon? That guy doesn't need your money. And I'm not saying this club needs your money, but when there's a broken machine, how do you think that gets fixed? It gets fixed from the extra money that is made through the club to do it, or you get a new machine. How do you think that machine turns up? And also, why are you at this gym? You've been here 3 years, you've just told me. You like being here, you come 5 times a week, and then you want to go and buy a product from another company that doesn't care about you. It might not turn up, it might just get thrown in the back of a truck. It might get stolen from your front step because someone's just thrown it on your front step. Or you can literally pick it up there, and even if it was 50p difference, would you not rather just pick it up there and have it tonight? And then it just got so tight. So one guy went, oh, I can't afford it at the minute, and then I heard him saying, should we go to Mackie D's? I'm thinking, you can have a protein with some porridge oats or something like that to get the benefits out of what you've just done, or you're going to spend £10 on a Mackie D's. Like, price per serve, it's just not even equivalent. But yeah, they're the little education piece that I have every single time. And there's some clubs that I go to that have got real good buy-in from their clients, and they'll even overpay to support the gym. And it's just, once you get to that level with the people buying in, that's when you've got, like you say, a club, not a gym.
So you see, when people are going on Amazon and buying it, like, don't get me wrong, it's convenient because it does turn up at your door, but at the same time, you're already here. It bothers me more when they have the conversation with you.
And it's there.
Not only have I just spent my time educating on this product, I've also showed you, like, oh look, these are all the flavours, what do you like? And I've spent the time going through that with you. Then you're going to go order off Amazon, But at the same time, Amazon would never give you that conversation.
No.
You put it in your basket and they don't even send you like...
They don't
give you any
They don't do it
information.
in anything. They won't go to House of Fraser or whatever it is. Debenhams now get the lady to put makeup on you all, you do everything, and then go, that's all there, and go, oh, do you know what, I'm just going to buy it on Amazon.
Yeah.
You just won't get it. It just seems to be the gym. In the gym, people have that perceived idea that they can...
I think again it probably stems from, you know, you had like XR's for less turn up and just cripple the industry with like your health is worth £9 a month, £10 a month.
Yeah,
I mean, even Pure Gym, to be fair, like as much as like there's a benefit to having like low barrier to entry gyms because it gets people that are non-exercise users into the gym environment and then people qualify out of that.
Yeah.
But you know, back 15, 16 years ago, I was paying £35, £37 a month back when I was like 15 to use a Total Fitness.
Yeah, for Fitness First is the same as the
So the thing is like, you know, the fitness industry is being massively crippled because of these low budget things coming in. They're not there anymore. Like Exercise for Less has fallen over. But it devalued, I think, everything. And then you've also got like, you know, Pure Gym and stuff like that. Like they don't have service. They don't have staff. You know, so you walk in, you hit a pod, put a code in, go through. There's no secondary sales there.
They're not even cheap anymore, though.
They're not even cheap anymore,
They're
really.
like up to £35 a month or something stupid now.
So you can't ask people the questions, and I think a lot of people, like, you know, you go into Tesco's, Asda, it's self-scanners. You know, everyone's got a problem with the woman at the self-scanners. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they can't be bothered half the time to keep walking back and forward. Like, they walk over to you, they scan it because it don't work properly, they walk back, you have to get them to come back again, they've got a face on because of it. People, I think, have become so bland to... I can go to McDonald's, shout at a receiver what I want, contactless pay at the next one, get it at the next one. If they say, sorry, can you wait at the next window, it's a problem for you. And I think you're kidding. Like, you're talking, you're waiting like 5 minutes tops. And then I think to myself, like, you know, you go into, like I say, Asda, you can self-serve yourself. You go on Amazon, you can double-click and buy it. But then you'll complain because someone's turned up and just thrown it over your fence or thrown it out your door and someone else pinched it. I think people... Not everybody. They say roughly like 62% of people love to buy from local and would support local if you ask them. But I think again, like, people would be massively disappointed and upset if independent gyms, independent businesses overall was to fall away over the next couple of years.
It did when pubs went short.
Pubs
went nuts. You know, the people were not supporting them.
No.
Because there has been a massive switch in terms of, I mean, what is it, something like only 30% of people drink now? Yeah. Under the age of 25? Yeah.
So I think as that education, as people are more and more getting into the fitness industry, you will share Gymshark's, you know, latest Black Friday deal, or you'll get a 10% off code and put it in your bio and all that kind of stuff. It takes nothing to support your local business. You know?
I have a question that is good for new members that doesn't really know much about Fit24, or current member that know much about Fit24, same as Apply Nutrition. I feel like it could be the ending to this podcast. We'll start by you. If you look in that camera and that camera is someone who have never been to the gym, why would they join in that camera there?
That's a valid question.
That's a valid question.
There's a million different
All right,
types
let's
of
go.
people.
Let's see what he's... Now we are going to watch how he sells our gym to new members. Let's go.
Look, I'll put it really, really simple. The reason you should join this gym as opposed to others is not only because we're open and staffed 24/7, but what that actually means by being staffed 24/7 is we're actually on site to support you. So typically what you find is you might be new to this industry and you're lacking education. That's what we're here for. And I don't mean in terms of PT, trying to sell you packages. We're just here to fully support you on your journey and what your goals you want to get out of it. Now we do have every single piece of equipment that you can think of, whether you want to do running, cardio, weight, strength, or even just be fitter and stronger for the next year. So what I would recommend is come in, speak to me director or a member of my team, and we'll toy around and tailor it to your goals. And even if you don't want to sign up, you can just come online, have a look, and we'll explain to you what it is that you need to be a better version of you.
Did he get a heads up? Did he get a heads up before that question was asked?
Crazy.
No,
I just do this.
That is perfect. And now this is Jugs, right? As you on Fit24, why would they support your gym locally and even beyond local? Because that's the member they're waiting for. I'm meeting the guy that on Fit24 is he a guy that's really like big-headed, or does he really make me feel welcomed? I'm about to have a conversation with them. That's it.
I think for me, it's a case of like, I have a plan to obviously open up more sites.
Yeah.
You'll have seen it, Bill. Like every time you come in, there's members of staff. There's always we're staff 24 hours, 7 days a week. We haven't gone down the route of, okay, let's just get machines and gated systems into where we don't have to employ people. You know, we employ people around the clock. We give people as many hours as they can achieve in terms of providing like the service back to the club and to the members as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, for every club that you see open, we employ local people. You know, the club that's 132 miles away in Seaham, you know, everybody that's employed at that club is in that club. The e-commerce that's generated from like works that are ongoing at that club, if we can get people local, we'll get people local to come in as well. So for me, it's creating. It's then like, what else does it just create? What else do you support by being a member of like Fit24? The money stays within the city.
Yeah.
It goes to local people that are then working in the gym. A lot of our, should we say, for example, like profit above normal running costs does get reinvested back in. Whether it be like repairing the equipment, replacing equipment, or bringing new equipment in. We've got like 5 new pieces planned, you know, already for next year. And even down to like you'll understand this as well, Bill, from your side, like when we do buy products, say for example from like Applied and so on, and they support us by giving us other bits and pieces, we're not interested in going, right, well I want to buy the product and sell it for a profit, and I also want Billy to support me, but I'm also going to try and sell that to members as well to try and make more profit. We are always like service driven, so it's like, no, like what value can we add to the members? You know, how can we then obviously support? So, you know, your money's going to come in, it's going to support the business, support local people, but then in return, you're always going to get supported back.
It's a great question. Okay, Bill, Applied Nutrition.
Yep.
I'm a new guy, I just walked in here, I saw you there. Why can I choose you over every other brand? That guy there needs to know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to convince you to go for our brand over any others, but I mean, we service everyone from 18-year-old and below to 88-year-old, so we've got something for each and one of you. So like I said, we've got the wellness range, we've got the vitamin range, we've got, if you're a bodybuilder, we've got a range for yourself, if you're a professional sportsman, we've got a range for yourself. Our product list is so extensive now that we've got so many bases covered, and into the new year as well, we're going down one step further, which I won't even release on here yet, but well, that'll be a conversation for next time, but where an entire family could then go and get their products for their vitamin range for their entire family. So yeah, there's so many big things, and like I say, everything's tested. What you see is what you get, and you will get results based off it. And firsthand I know, because I've switched all my products to Applied, and I'm noticing massive differences already. So yeah, not here to convince you, but once you've tried us, you won't go back.
Thank you very much, mate.
Awesome, that, mate.
Been lovely to see you these last 2 days.
Awesome, mate.